Hello everyone, this is part 3 of our Gods I Love Sumerian mini-series, and this is the continuation and conclusion of the minor deities. So we'll get started. First up we have Nanchi, who is a daughter of Enki, one of the major guys. She's the goddess of fish, birds, and social justice. If that is not an interesting combination, I don't know what is. But she features in the myth Nanchi and the Birds, which I'm sure Josh will go through with you at some point. It's a pretty cool myth. She's very heavily involved with divination and dreams. She's the person who sends you portentous dreams and kind of helps with the whole future telling situation. Nissa is a grain goddess. She's also the goddess of writing and scribal knowledge. Again, we have that interesting, somewhat odd combination of specialities. But she was the patron goddess of the scribal arts. Gula is one of the healing goddesses. She is the mother of the god Damu, and her special animal was the dog, which is pretty cool. Ninissina, literally the Lady of Isin. Isin was a city famous for doctors. So she's known as the Great Doctor of the Black-Headed Ones. The Black-Headed Ones is a way that the Sumerians refer to themselves. They are the black-headed people. She's often compared and syncretized with Gula and Inanna. Ninhursag is an awesome mother goddess. Her temple is the Amach in Adab. And then we have Nimah, who is another mother goddess. She features in a couple of myths as like a progenitor of the human race. And Ninsun, again, Lady Wild Cow. Great name. She's the wife of Lugalbanda and the mother of Gilgamesh in mythology. Lugalbanda in the epics that Josh has shown you is originally depicted as a king, but in later tradition he's viewed as kind of like a divine king, as a god, so he has a goddess for a wife, which is quite appropriate. Ishkor is the Akkadian Adad. He's a storm god, also the son of An. And then Shara, who's the god of Umma. He turns up in the Umma-Lagash border conflict. I'm going to do a daily data video about that probably in the next couple of weeks. It's a fantastic piece of history. Basically two cities fighting over territorial rights to a field. But it's explained as a divine battle between Shara and Ningirsu, the patron gods of both cities. His temple is the Amach. And now we have a very quick word about gods in the first millennium BC, because obviously Sumerian history is long. It's from, what we're talking about is 3000 through like 500 BC. So the first millennium presents quite a different picture to the earlier stuff. So the city is Assur, the god is Ashur. Ashur is the god of Assyria, the patron god of the city of Assur. And under King Sennacherib, around the 7th century, the Babylonian myth Enuma Elish was kind of appropriated by the Assyrians, and they replaced Marduk's name with Ashur's, which shows the changing political times and gives Ashur kind of the cachet of the older, more powerful gods. He's now seen as kind of the savior of the world and the creator of civilization. And the Assyrian king was conceived of as his chief priest on earth. That's quite a common trope. Kings are often responsible for communicating with the gods and for carrying out their will. Marduk. So he's the god of Babylon. He was originally just a city god. And early on was equated with the god Asaluhi, who is the son of Enki. So because of that equation, Marduk then becomes the son of Enki, which makes him pretty powerful and important. His temple was the Esagil at Babylon. And because of that kind of equation, Nabu of the city Borsippa becomes his son. And Marduk in the Enuma Elish myth is he's the one who saves the world from destruction at the hands of Tiamat, who's this great big monster sea creature thing. We don't have a good description of her, so I'm just going to say she's a sea monster. So that the myth Enuma Elish, before it was appropriated by the Assyrians, explains Marduk's political importance at the time the myth was composed. And finally, Nabu, who is a scribal god. He's the son of Marduk, god of Borsippa, as we said. And he was brought to Babylon during the Akitu festival. So the Akitu festival was the New Year's festival of Babylon. And during festivals, it was quite common for gods to be taken out of their temples and go on journeys. As you've probably noticed during the past few videos, the gods were often conceived of as family units, and these families could be spread across different cities, so they kind of go visiting sometimes. So that means that the cult statue of Nabu would have been taken from Borsippa to Babylon to participate in the New Year's festival. And he may have been identified, Nabu may have been identified with the planet Mercury. So, stay tuned for the final video on the development of Mesopotamian religion. I think Josh is writing that as we speak. It should be good.